Welcome, Synergy ladies. How are you doing? How are you doing, Fran and Annalika?
I
Hi.
am great. Hi.
Okay.
We're back this week with another show. Last time we were talking about happiness, joy, and various other topic of emotions. Today we're going to talk about love. Now, love is a huge topic. We talk for hours and hours about it. But love is a beautiful topic to talk about because everybody, I believe, has felt some form of love in their life, you know. And as I said, love is a big topic. So we're going to kind of talk about very kind of briefly about what types of love is out there, and how love makes you feel. Because we all want to be in love in some form, but we also love somebody else or love our family members and things like that. So welcome Fran and Anilika for coming onto the show again. This is a lovely two ladies. We come, three of us come together, share topics that make you feel good, also makes you think about various things. But we also would love you, people who are watching us, to give us some feedback on what your thoughts are. Also, please comment on the message and let us know what you feel about what we talk about. And if you want us to talk about a certain subject, please let us know as well. So, hi, Annalika. How are you doing?
Hi. Don't
Yeah.
worry if you see me looking down. I was sharing on my Facebook page. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. It's good to be here.
Good. So, we were talking about love today. Now, what is a kind of a definition of how would you define love? How would you define love in your kind of own words?
Well, we've been talking about emotions, everything we've done this month. So, love is definitely another type of emotion, isn't it, that we can express. It could, we can feel it, we can express it. It could be through like intimacy or just normal feeling of admiration, and yeah, like
So
something
that
devoted, being devoted to something, or admiring something, or just that intimacy with another human being, I think, or even animal,
it
you
could,
know,
could I suppose it could be with anything.
or
You could
even
be
anything.
you love with some people. I love my car, but it's not a physical. It's physical, but it's a car, right? People love their cars. People love the wee things and things like because they're just attached to it. Now, Fran, what's the definition of love to you? What's your thoughts on love? What's the definition?
Hello. Hi, everyone. So,
Uh,
yeah, just like what Arika says, so this love is an emotion that have been combined with behavior, is combined with belief. It's not just emotion, but combined other contents into it,
yeah.
which is related to one's behavior, one's belief, and it goes a long way in associating with a strong feelings. So when the strong feeling comes in, that gives room for protection and it gives room for warmth. So making it simple, love is a combination of emotion with behavior beliefs which have been associated with a strong feelings that produces protection, warmth, and kindness, all of them incorporated in it for you to win someone or for you to be intimately related with someone.
Okay. Well, that's a good definition of what Fran was saying, obviously, but we know we all got different definition of love and how we see love. Is a strong affection, it's a strong affection with unconditional, this unconditional thing attached to it. Somebody doesn't need to do anything. It's like you're drawn to that person. You have a very close connection, and people who are in love, they feel like they want to protect that person or things or whatever, or family members, whatever. It's a feel, it's a strong affection with, it comes from out of nowhere. Now there's a saying is that, you know, the love is the huge, the energy of the universe is love, you know, it's the strongest energy that exists. And if you love somebody and, you know, you don't really, or something, then this, you know, it's mainly unconditional. The real love is really unconditional. You know, there's nothing attached to it. It's like without knowing. Sometimes it doesn't need to be, it's nothing to do with physical. It's, you know, somebody who say that if somebody's beautiful, I'm in love with that person. That's not real love. That is like a physical attraction. But the real love that we're going to talk about, we're talking about, is beyond physical, and it's more kind of energetical, spiritual connection that without people knowing it, you know, somebody could be really beautiful, but yet they could be attracted to it. Then the love side comes far deeper than beyond. You know, sometimes I see people who maybe you know, together and they're opposite to each other, and the love is so strong, you know. So it's more, I see this, so it's a strong affection that comes from the heart more than anything. It's more of a heart-based energy. So that's one of the things I think about how love is, you know. You don't see anything that is strong outside. It's more of connection. So love, I mean, as I said, the love is a huge thing. It's a huge topic. Everyone have a definition of what to define love is. But what kind of love, maybe Fran, you maybe mentioned a couple of different types of love, and Annalika could mention a couple of them. So Fran, what's a couple of types of love that we all experience?
Yeah, when we talk about types of love, we know, first of all, we have love for God, which people tend to say is an agape love, showing that it is your all. You put your whole, as in you behold him because you loved him. And they talk about the Uranus or erotic love, that's the romantic one that people might portray when they are in relationship, as pertains to couples or people aspiring to get married together. Yeah, so, and we have other type of love, the one we have for our kids and stuff like that. There are many other types of love which, when they exist, we try to share our feelings together based on the type that exists between us as an individuals.
Yeah, thank you for that. As you said, mentioned about, you know, love with God, you know, love for God. That's a type of love, you know, and there's also that romantic love with you have with somebody, like more like a partner. This is totally different, you know, that kind of feeling. So Annalika, what other love types out there? You know, can you give us a couple of examples?
Yeah, love is very deep, you know. So a lot of times people want to think that, oh, are you there?
Yes.
What happened?
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Okay. A lot of times some people may get confused and just think it's just one thing. It's we focus so much on, especially people in a relationship and all that. But the truth is, there's one that supersedes every other kind of love. That one you're talking about, unconditional love, you know, that's the one that we should all have. You know, that's the one that is kind of should keep us together. That's the one that should preserve the humanity in us. You know, that is just being kind, being a good person, just loving somebody, or just because they are another human being. And that's the one France said, is the agape love. This God, we say is a God kind of love. God just gives us energy, or the beautiful world to stay in without us having to do anything to deserve it. Even for the wicked, for the good, everybody is breathing free air. So I think that's the one that we should all strive for. That's the one that should make the world a better place. And then you come to when I think that's on the soft, or that's underlines every other kind of love. I think that should be the bedrock of every other kind of love, because then you talk about love for your children, a different kind of love you have for maybe your children. A mother or a father has, for that's another unconditional love, and that's still that agape love for it. And then when you talk about friendship kind of love, the love you have for friends is different for your children. I mean, some people can do anything, even give up their life for their children, but you won't do that for your friend. There's an extent to how you can go for a friend. So, but I think underneath that is still that universal one, or that unconditional, that selfless kind of love that is the bedrock of every kind of love. And I guess you also have the erotic one, the eros, the one you have for romantic relationship. Sometimes some people can confuse that and think is the real thing. I think someone once explained the romantic one to say that if you went into a relationship and it's all about the romantic one, the physical touching and all that, and that's all you have, it doesn't last. Okay, so that's why you have people when they in a tough time in their relationship, then it's like the love is gone, because that one is like just like the top of the flame. The face is a flame, it burns off quickly. Okay, it just feels, or somebody will say, oh, I've grown out of love with the person, or I don't love her anymore, because maybe they were just attracted to something, and maybe it's the physical beauty, maybe it's the face, and maybe they're growing old, they have wrinkles, and they're no longer attracted to the person. But why I say the God kind of love should be the bedrock of every love, because even when the physical attraction goes, if you have that universal love, that this person is still the person I loved initially, even though they have wrinkles, or maybe they had an accident, and the relationship will keep on going strong. That's why we won't encourage anybody to just go on the physical intimacy and think, oh, I'm in love. You have to check for that foundational one, that selfless kind of love. I think that's how best I can explain
No,
it.
I totally agree what you're saying. No, I mean, I think everybody who's listening totally understand where you're coming from, and you're right. I think in a society at the present moment, society and social media, a lot of stuff is happening, and we're projecting the physical more than anything at the moment, and people are falling in love with the physical side and all that stuff, and the actual the deep, God, the kind of the connection that I'm used to, the God love, the love within ourselves, the real love is no matter how somebody looks. If you fall in love with somebody, I mean, now we're going in kind of we talked about different levels of love, family and friends and things. And if you talk about relationship, wise, yes, if you're with your partner or something for many years, and then suddenly you fall out of love, is it because of the wrinkles, or they put on weight, or whatever, or is it because when we're growing together, when couples grow together, then the love, gets stronger, but then sometimes are we talking about growth? One grows and one stops growing, and then they don't connect. And it's that love change, the change of love happens there as well. But I totally agree with you. We should focus on the true kind of depth. What do we like about that person more than anything? If the person caring, loving, if this person, this other, we communicate very well. All those things actually last for the lifetime. If it's kind of kept going in that sense, the personality, unless the personality changes the opposite and goes in a totally different direction. But we should fall in love unconditionally with, because how the person is within themselves. And hopefully, and I love, what I love doing, I watch, couples who are in their 80s and 90s sometimes, and it's very, very rare to see that, when they're holding hands and all that, and they're walking down the street, and they know, they're still in love, and that is really nice to see. And that's very rare to see, and I don't see many. That is true love, and then doing things for each other in public and not being afraid to do it, all those really nice things. It shows a kind of affection of love in different ways. But as I said, we could go on to this deep love thing for talk about now. And I was going to ask, say, right, what's the benefits of loving somebody? How I don't want to say, what would you get out of it, because when we love somebody, in our children, our family members, what is the feeling that we get? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to say benefit, because it sounds like you have to give love to get something back. That's not the reason I'm saying that. I'm just saying, how we feel when we love somebody. So, Fran, I'll go to you first. Did you understand the question I was trying to get over?
Yes. Before I go to that question, can I just quickly say, in relation to what Angreka said about when people are getting so romantic physically, so that's why people should watch and be able to differentiate between lust and love. Yes, and like what you said, not be afraid of doing something for that person in public. I mean, not be ashamed, because some people are ashamed of even relating with their own wife, relating with their own husband, even relating with their own children or their own parents in public. So where is the love? Where has it gone to? So that's why we need to watch and make sure those elements are not being missed. And for those people planning to get married, I will say that they have to watch and try to differentiate between lust and love, because that's where they sometimes get it wrong. Yeah, so in a minute, all that glitters will fade and the love will scatter. So let's watch that point. Yeah. So
Right.
looking at the benefit, what people get when they have.
Well, saying it benefits for what they get, the people you love, also for yourself. It's a two-way process there, isn't it?
Yeah. So looking at the benefit, there is a research that said that when people are in love, when people have positive relationship, they tend to live longer.
Yeah.
Because they are less stressful. They don't think about no ill feelings, no bad thoughts, and it tends to reduce pangs, and it gives you a healthy heart as well. Think about it. If you have done something so well for your own child, for your own mom, or they have done for you, you find out that there is a type of happiness in you. And because you are happy, all your body, all your muscles, everywhere is relaxed. So that's a part of it. That's what love, that's the place of love in our life. When we give it to people and when people give to us. And it gives you that opportunity and relaxed mind to share your problem to one another. Think about it. If you are in doubt of someone, you will also be skeptical of sharing your own burden to that person, because you don't know whom that person is. But if you are in love, you feel free. So it gives us that relaxed mind. So it gives us the opportunity to trust, to build that trust, and you feel free. And that is why sometimes, if you are not careful, and when you're being in love with someone, maybe your relation or somebody you just met somewhere, if you are not being careful as well, you might also miss it because of that opportunity of feeling trusted. Yes. So sometimes if you're not careful, people might also take advantage of that. So we also have to watch that point when we are doing that. So yeah, it's a very large thing that we cannot finish dissecting here, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, it's as I say, it's a lot of benefit. So Anelika, what's your thoughts?
Oh, well, there's so much benefits. I would say, the what you well, I always learn a lot from my faith, and for us, the currency for transaction for anything in the kingdom is love. Is love. There's a place that says in the scripture that even if you like, burn yourself or do anything you want to do, and you did it without love, you have just wasted your life, or you have just wasted anything that you have done. So, and that's how to show you how strong and how beneficial it is for us to love one another, for us to love ourselves and love other people. Okay, so if you can't love someone else if you don't love yourself, yeah, it starts from loving yourself. Love yourself and love your neighbor as yourself. So children, like, I have 4 children, so I just watch them. I learn a lot from just observing them. They thrive in love. Okay, so if you give them any compliments at all, you would see that that day is going to be wonderful. They're going to behave much better. They're going to behave much better just because you woke them up with a cuddle and a kiss and all that. They're going to behave much better than when you're, angry, or, wake up with a bad mood and all that. Because a lot of times they begin to think they've done something wrong. That's why you're angry. So, we need to watch it with them. Even when even when we are correcting them, it should be done in love. So, and friendships as well, what you give out is what you receive back. No friendship can survive by just you being the person they are loving and loving and loving. The other person will be tired. The friendship would not work. So it's give and take. So if you are doing loving things and showing appreciation and loving your friends, you would see that you are also on the top list for them, for themselves, the same way they want to, give back. So, and then you feel good because you're getting that. So it goes both ways, but especially for yourself as well. When you do that, you love someone, you get so much positivity back that you just keep doing it and doing it. So it helps us while we are also helping the other person.
Well, thank you for that, Anelika. Yes, as you said, is what are the way, I feel that, as you, like Anelika and Fran were saying, is that when we project love, when we love somebody, we're projecting it onto them, and they actually feel it. They feel the uplifting, the vibrancy. And when we love somebody, or somebody loves us back, is that we're in a really good vibration, a really good mood. The happiness feel, the feel of happiness. You could be walking down the street, you have this feel, of you don't know what it is, because you know that somebody loves you or you love somebody else, and you know, generally our own lives enhances everything we do at work. You know, our relationship with other people improves because we're in a high vibration, because love is a high vibration. And people say that when somebody's in love, you could see their physical change in their face, and all that changes. You know, somebody say, "Oh, what's wrong? You look like, or you know, you look so different." You know, that's
They say
because
glowing.
the glowing. Yes, people say it's glowing. So it shows you how an energy or love does to somebody. But when we're projecting it to somebody else, they get that love without them knowing. They feel much better, their life improves, everything they do improves. And there was a saying there that when you know you connected with somebody and you love somebody in that way, then it's like, you know, some people say they feel whole. It's like the part of the jigsaw puzzle. It's just like being a connection, and everything feels so right and whole. That's a feeling that, you know, people have come said. And yes, love is so powerful. You know, loving your children, you know, because when you project, that's how I think, when you're projecting love to somebody else, they feel it in so many ways, but they won't know what it is. You know, it's coming from another person. And as Anilika, you mentioned about unconditional love, without expecting anything from that person. You know, we don't expect anything from our children. We love them anyway, you know. You know, to do crazy things, we still love them. If the children are 50 years old, the mothers will still love the kids, you know. The love doesn't disappear, you know. You know, so you could have a child who's 60 years old and the mother still in their 90s where we're loving the kids, is, you know, and that is so strong. It's, you know, we can't explain why that is, you know. So yeah, we mentioned about, you know, loving, obviously romantic, family, we mentioned kids, you know, we mentioned friends, different kind of love, loving your pets, you know, your dog, your cat, you know, it being so anything I would be projecting love to. You know, some people, as I said, love their car so much, they clean it, they polish it every day, and you know, that's the love they put towards it, and they wouldn't like it, but it doesn't matter. You know, it is still the same love. It doesn't matter what it is. Funny thing, it doesn't really matter. But so yeah, we mentioned about what was love, defining love, the types of love. We mentioned the benefits of love, and how it makes us feel. And Fran mentioned about health wise as well, how it improves our health, distresses our level as stress goes down, about good hormones, and all the best hormone goes, you know, the body needs, it goes up, energy levels goes up, you know, we have more clarity, we have more focus. Love is an amazing thing, you know. And yeah, so you want to add anything else, Annalika, before we go?
Well, I just remembered something, and I think maybe we just have to discuss this love next week again, because
Yeah.
we never talked about the love languages.
That's a good one.
That's
That's a good
big
one.
topic, because we all have love languages, right? We can have even the very strong one and the other ones, but there is one that will speak loudly to you, you know. So especially in relationship, or even with children and all that, if someone's love language is, you know, gifts, or you know,
But
or
don't share,
then,
Annalika, don't go too deep, because
okay,
this is a topic
okay, there's no
we
time.
are definitely going to expand next
There's no
week.
time.
And we want every viewers and watching to join us next Monday, 5:30, and we will be talking about love language. As I said, love topic is huge, and love language is amazing things. And I think people again get confused and maybe don't understand what love language is and how to identify it. And that's something that I think people should watch us next week about 5:30 next Monday. Fran, do you want to say something before we go?
Okay, so what I want to say is that I might also want to link it to what she was saying about the love languages, because sometimes people love without the love languages. Sometimes people have the love languages, but they don't know what love is all about. And that is why there was a place America was speaking about where she was saying she learned from her faith. That is where the Bible said that though you speak in tongue as a man or angel and you have no love, it will be a resounding gong. Yes, because if people cannot balance it up, you yourself will get confused. You'll be questioning yourself, did he actually love me? Did she actually love me? Because you'll be confused because there is no practical to showcase that love. And you see, when we talk about this love, even God himself said, oh, no man anything but love. Think about it.
Exactly, Afran. Thanks for that. Because when we talk about love language next week, it'll be good to bring out how God shows love in different ways. It's going to be interesting to bring that in. I think most people will be watching next week and think, "Oh, I didn't realize no that this way he or she showed love." And it's so we all show love in a different way, and love language is totally different with it for everybody. But we will be talking about this next week. Keep watching us. We will be back next Monday, this time, 5:30, roughly 5:30. And please let us know what your thoughts are. Please share this with your family and friends. The more people watch this, they'll benefit from just listening to this. And then we here to help people. That's our aim. So if you want to talk to one of our ladies there, Afran and Anika, myself, please contact us on Facebook. We're on Facebook. And please share with other people. So I hope you're enjoying the show every week. And I hope to see you next week with Fran and Anilika. Okay, ladies and gents, see you next week. Fran.